welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. If you love colourful eyeshadow looks or are a bit afraid of colour, this video is perfect for you. I'm going to show you how to create an amazing, beautiful, colourful eyeshadow look that looks absolutely amazing in my opinion. And I'll show you a few techniques if you are a beginner for this as well. Here is a little sneak peek of what I would look like. Now you've seen the sneak peek, we can jump right in. But first, remember to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video and to subscribe to my channel to see more of me and a lot of makeup fun. But without further ado, let's jump on into the video. So in this video, we are going to focus on the eyes and then I might add a little something to the lip. But first we are going to start off with the eyes, and before doing my eyeshadow, I always do my brows. So then when I do my eyeshadow, I don't have to ruin it by doing my brows afterwards, and I can carve them out while priming my eyelid at the same time. So let's jump to that. So firstly, I'm just going to brush my brow hairs into place. They are a little bit wild at the moment and maybe do need a little bit of plucking near the tail, but we're just going to work with what we have. Now I'm going to take my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Medium Brown and an angled brush, and then we're going to pick up some product. I'm going to take the excess product off in the lid, and then I'm going to squeeze the tip of the brush so it's super fine so we can have defined brows. So I always like to start at the arch of my brow, and I actually define mine a bit more than it naturally is because I just like a nice high arch, and then I draw a line to the end of my brow. I then do the same, but this time at the bottom of the brow, and as you can see, I'm only going to about halfway through the brow as I'm going to create kind of a faded look at the front. Once you have those two lines on there, we are just going to fill in that area with the product we have on the brush. We're just going to slowly, lightly colour it in basically. Now that it is all filled in, I'm going to take the brush and I'm just going to draw a line through the front of the brow, meeting the tail just like that, and then push up some of that product at the front. This is because I want more of a faded brow today, and this is the best way. Now I've got all the colour I want on my brow. I then go back in with a spoolie and just brush the brow hairs back where I want them, and this also blends out that product in my brow as well. Lastly, we take some brow gel. This is the NYX brow glue, and we just set those brows in place as well as setting the colour that we put in our brows. So this brow will last all day long. This brow gel is coming to the end for me, so I definitely need to take a trip to Superdrug and go get some more. But there's one eyebrow done. I'm going to do the exact same on this brow, and then we can be back and start on the eyeshadow look. And then here are both brows done. Remember, they are sisters and not twins. My eyebrows are not the same shape, but that doesn't matter. Now let's get on to the eyeshadow look. So first, I want you to prime your eyelids or like carve out your brows at the same time. You could use this with whatever product you like. You can use a primer or a base from like P. Louise, but I'm just going to show you today how you can do it with stuff that you already have. This is the H&B Soft Focus Airbrush Concealer. This is super full coverage and it will just set the perfect base for the eyeshadow. So just pop a little bit on each eye. Then I take a flat brush and I just tap out that product, blending it all over the eyelid and then pushing it up to the brow, carving out the brow that I just drew on earlier. It is as simple as that. And now that is all blended out, we are ready to start the makeup look. So I'm going to use one palette today just to show that you don't need loads of makeup to be able to create a gorgeous stunning eye look. So this is the Be Perfect Carnival 3 palette by Stacey Marie. I've had this palette for a while, but look at the color range. So many colors we can use. So let's jump to it. I think today I will be using this side of the palette and I'm going to create a purpley eyeshadow look. So as you've seen from the sneak peek, at that point I've already decided what I'm doing. Right now I'm kind of going with the flow just to show you can be really creative with this. So I'm going to go in with a purple eyeshadow look and then some shimmer on my lid. But first I'm going to start off with this shade here called Tatty. And I'm picking up the product on an M456 Morphe brush. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the product that I have on my brush, and I'm literally just going to start rubbing it into that crease. It's very simple. Take your brush, stick it in the crease, swipe backwards and forwards. Hold it at the end at this point and be a very light. This will just help disperse the product, because if I hold the brush very close, I would have to do a lot of hand movements. Whereas if I hold it like light at the back, it's light pressure and easy to move around. And as you can see, as I'm chatting, the product is just building up very nicely. I just realized I was super slouched in that, so I'm sorry if you could not see very well. But holding the brush like this with a light hand just makes it blend absolutely so smoothly, and we don't have a harsh line on the outside of the eyeshadow. So I would call this color our transition shade, our first like base color that blends everything together. Now let's pick up the palette and go in for a little bit of a deeper color to add some depth to this eyeshadow look. Now going back to the eyeshadow palette, I'm going to pick up this shade here called Grape, and I'm picking it up on a Morphe brush. This is the M506 brush. I'm just going to tap it and pick up some product. So this time I'm taking a smaller brush because I don't want the product to be as dispersed and I want to have more control over it. But again, I'm just holding the brush at the back and slowly building up the color. Have not applying a lot of pressure, as more, what do you call it? What's the saying? Less is more. You can always build it up, but it's really difficult to take away the eyeshadow if you add loads on. So brush in the crease, and this time we're going to keep this product near the outer corner. So I'm just building it up in the crease and then tapping it or swiping it on that outer corner there. So I'm going to build up the colour on the outer corner, and then I'll slowly blend it in with the other parts of the eye. So as you can see, I've got more product on the outer corner now. I'm just going to take what I have on my brush. I'm just going to blend it into that crease and into that transition shade that we put down earlier. This time using small circles again, so we don't get a harsh line. Going back into the palette and using the same brush, I'm going to pick up an even darker shade of purple this time, and I'm going to go in with this shade called Twilight. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to tap it or place that product on the outer corner again. This is just to add more depth into the eyeshadow. So we really don't want to take this colour up, higher up, or closer into the inner corner this time, as this is going to be our I don't know, this will help give us the winged out effect without drawing any wings onto our eyes. You may see I have a bit of separation on this corner here where it's like lines, where the product has like flicked up that way. By when I flick the brush, it like moves the product. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the first brush that we used with the transition shade and just buff some small circles on that area to kind of blend it in with the transition shade and get rid of those lines. Now we have all our matte shades on our eye. Now we're going to prep our eyelid so we can add a shimmer. To do this, we're going to clean up some of that eyeshadow that we popped on our lid. And I'm going to be using the P. Louise Cut Carver to do this. So this is literally like a cleansing balm or a Vaseline, and it's just going to take away some of the eyeshadow that we put down. So if you don't have this, you can use a Vaseline, you could use a cleansing balm, or even a micellar water. Also, I would recommend to do this with Q-tips, but I don't have any. So I'm going to take a flat brush and pick up some of the product. So this coats the brush like that. And now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to place the product on my eyelid where I wanted to remove the product. And as you can see, it's already slowly removing the product that I have on. So be careful not to go too much over the crease. I go slightly higher than my crease, so then when my eyes are open, you can see that I have a cut crease on because I have hooded eyelids. So I have found a Q-tip right there. Now I'm going to wipe away the product. And as you can see, this has taken away the eyeshadow with it, making a really beautiful clean space ready for that shimmer shade. Next, go back in with the concealer that you applied earlier. So I'm actually going to pick up some of the concealer on the flat brush so I can direct it on my eye a bit better because I don't want to mess up the eyeshadow I already have on. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to apply that concealer where we made the space on our lid. This is going to help the shimmer shade stick down more and also like show off the color a bit more. Instead of having like a muddy eyelid with all the other eyeshadow colors on, we're gonna have a clean canvas just to help it stick on. But as you can see, just applying the concealer, swiping it on, and then what I do, I have a little bit of excess, I'm just gonna tap that out with my finger. Now we're going to go back in this palette and decide what shade we want to use next. So difficult decision. for me. I don't know. I want something different to the purpley pink, but not too far off. I feel if I go over green, that would be very different. So I'm gonna stick on the same shade range. I would say give me a suggestion, but I won't see the comment in time. I'm kind of being pulled towards this iridescent called Blue Moon, or I got Starlight. I think I'm gonna go with Blue Moon because I know Pearl and Rose Pink are too pinky and this eyeshadow look has turned out more pink. So I think I'm gonna go with a Blue Moon. So I've got a flat brush. This is the Morphe M224. And I'm actually gonna just tap into that product and pick some up on one side of the brush. Now I have some product on there. I'm just gonna give it a spritz, therefore it'll stick better to my eye. So now we've got the product on. Let's apply it to the lid so we can see that gorgeous shade. And what I like about this one, it shifts when I move my head because of where the light hits it. But for this stage, just build up the product slowly on all that empty lid space that we created earlier. As you can see, we haven't put any product on our face yet, so we've got our base yet to do, and that's really good because as you can see, I'm getting a bit of fallout and we don't want that to go everywhere. Okay, so that is the eyelid eyeshadow done for this eye. I do want to apply some under eye eyeshadow, but I'm going to do my base first because if I apply the under eye shadow now and then do my base, the base makeup could go over the top of it. So this will be a very quick change for you, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to replicate this under eye, do my base makeup, and then we can come back and finish the eyeshadow look together. I am back with this eyeshadow done and my base makeup complete. If you're wondering of how I do my base makeup, let me know in the comments if you're interested, and I can create a whole separate video for that just for you. But as I was saying before, let's go and finish this eye. Going back into the same palette and grabbing a small flat brush, I'm going to pick up this shade here called Lagoon. And we're not being afraid of colour, we're just literally going to pop that in our waterline, slowly building up the colour without stabbing ourselves in the eye. Just swipe that brush along the waterline and try not to bring it too low down. What I like to do, I also like to add a little bit extra onto the end and then blend it with that purple shadow so that it just looks a bit more like tidy and a bit more in unison. But yeah, that's literally it. I'm not going to take it all the way in because otherwise I'm just going to get make my eye look a bit too small, so I just add it on the outer corner and do 2/3 along. Then I just take my finger and I'm just rubbing out that blue colour, especially in the inner corner, as when it's super defined and then kind of smoky. And then I'm doing the exact same on the other eye. Now keeping on with the eyes, let's work on these eyelashes. So first I'm going to curl my lashes, and I'm doing this with the Doll Beauty eyelash color, but you can use whatever eyelash color you want. So I do right on the root and then I go halfway up the lash and then I squeeze again. If you notice, I'm doing pulsing actions as this gets the bigger curl that lasts for longer. And then we do the same on the other eye. Now it's time for mascara, and I'm using the Sephora Big by Definition mascara. Very simple, just apply as you usually would. Apply your favorite mascara or whatever one you have. This one isn't my favorite mascara at the moment. I did buy it because I wanted to try something out from the Sephora brand, and this is fine. I like it. It like lengthens my lashes and adds volume at the same time, but it's a bit clumpy. And I feel like the formulation is kind of heavy on my lashes. But let's coat every lash with the mascara. And I'm even going to apply some to my lower lashes today, as we're creating such a bold look. And then that is my mascara applied. Let's now add some lashes to really elevate this look. So I'm just going to be using these, which are my Ardell Wispy lashes. So first we apply some glue to the lash band. Once the glue is on there, I kind of curl the lash like this so I can curl it to fit my eye better. These lashes have also been cut to the size of my eye, as I've already worn these before, so they're already prepped. Now I'm just going to take the lash and glue it on like so. So I put it on my lid, then I make sure the outer and the inner corner is stuck down, and then I adjust the entire lash to make sure it's like fitted to my eye. So I just squeeze the fake lash to my natural lash so it just looks a bit more real and we don't get that harsh gap in between the fake and the real lash. And then there's one eyelash on and it looks so good, so I have to do do the same on the other eye. And then that's the eyeshadow look complete. But just for a little extra in this tutorial, let me show you a perfect lip that will go with this eyeshadow. As if you're afraid of using bold colors because you don't want it to clash with your lip, I can show you what you can do. So I suggest going for more of a neutral nude lip for this look instead of going with a red, a bright pink or a peach or anything. But what I suggest, using a nude that has undertones that match your eye look. So I am going to go with a nude that has pink undertones. Ignore my dirty hands, but I am going to align my lips with the Peaches and Cream lip liner in the shade Praline. This is a pinky nude, but let's line them. So I slightly overline my lips because the lip color that I have is actually smaller than the actual lip I have. I have like a double lip line basically, and I go on the external one. I know some people also like to hide the cupid's bow, but I kind of define mine a bit more. Now my lips are lined, I go in with my lip color, and this is the Maybelline Super Ink Matte Lipstick. This is a pinky color. I've ripped off the top so I can't remember what shade it is. I want to say it could be Driver, but I'm not 100% sure. So let's fill this in. And as you can see, there's a slight difference in the color of the lip liner and the lipstick, and I like that so I can blend it together, get an ombre look, and it makes my lips look a bit more juicier. Then I just tap it out with my finger. You could add a gloss if you wanted to, but I'm going to keep it matte as my eyes look is the main part of this makeup look today. And here is the finished makeup look. Let me know what you think of this makeup look down there in the comments for me. And I hope this has helped you learn how to create colourful eyeshadow looks and not be afraid, because they're gorgeous and you should definitely do them. There is nothing to be afraid of. But anyway, I wanted to thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the video. Just a quick reminder to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video or even like this makeup look. And if you're still here, I'm pretty sure you have enjoyed the video. Also, remember to subscribe to my channel to see more of me and a lot of makeup fun. But that's it for today, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!